Good morning. Today is August 26th or 7th or something. I don't remember for sure. It's been a long time since I've been out here. Things have happened this summer, as they tend to do. But we have been in a heat dome for weeks. So a lot of stuff is really sad. But this is pretty happy. So it's just kind of a state of the garden. We've got to get this tree trimmed. Let's see here. That forbidden fruit is looking pretty good. Ellen realized she'd been feeding at double strength all summer, so she didn't feed last week, and so that may be why some of this stuff isn't as bloomy as normal. We need to move this guy. He's just too tall for this space and not getting enough sun to be that tall. But oh, look at those, are looking good. We need to go through and trim coleus. There's Butter. Hi, Butter. Squeak. Yeah. Hi, baby. I haven't seen you in ages. Yeah. So, oh, look at that coleus. That's so pretty. And we never did get this one to catch up with this one. So I'm thinking what we might do is dig that other one out and cut this one in half and put half of it over here. I don't know. But it got way too hot for the poor Scotch moss, so it's dead. And this has got spider mites real bad, so we need to work on that. But the caladiums are very happy. And my goodness, look at that. That's very happy. Oh, and these guys are very sad. I don't know if it's just the heat or if there's something else going on. Here's this pot. And the succulents are doing pretty good, I would say. I think this is the best year for hanging baskets yet.
Yep. We found our plants.
Yeah.
We need to put here.
Those are Midnights?
I believe so.
Okay.
The tag sheets will be.
Okay. The Marrakeshes have not been as big this year. And I think a cat happened to this.
Yeah, did you see the coleus, that red one?
Which one?
That one right there in the front? It had a lot of branches really.
Oh. And this may be getting too much sun. But these guys, I don't know what they are, but they're doing just fine. I brought this home from Eureka, or not, from Branson. On the way to Branson, there's a place in Garfield, Arkansas, called Perennials, etc. And we brought home some etc. And Butter likes the etc. Yes, so she. And here's the Coleus Forest, Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. We have one more day of heat, and then it's going to cool back down into the 80s. So all these hostas that are sad, and this guy, the Jacob's Ladder, this hosta is sad, but we've only got one more day of upper 90s, because it's been like over 100 for weeks, it feels like. I don't know for sure how long it's been over 100, but it's been a lot. And Ellen got this. Isn't that pretty? And Motzi has taken over this guy, so it's no longer a pretty succulent container. Yeah, we got to do something about, well, I think what we need to do is Ellen needs to not feed the perennials like she does the annuals, because she's feeding them as well as everything else, and they're flopping over. But last year by this time, we had caterpillars eating the bronze fennel, and I don't know if it's just been too hot or what, but hi Butter. I don't know if it's just been too hot or what, but there's no caterpillars on either bronze fennel this year. But we do want to get rid of the bronze fennel in the cottage garden because they're just too tall, and they're beautiful and flowy at the beginning of the season, and then they get too stocky. So, the black big blue stem is blooming black blue stem. Sorry, I'm looking at this for the first time too, a lot of it. So, as is normal for me. The jardiniere is looking all right. This one is, oops, I've got a spider, hold on. Go away, spider. I don't want you on my leg. You need to go back in the garden and eat bugs. Okay. So let's see. I still really like this thing. And I really like what we did with the pink petunias, and they're struggling in the heat, but they're doing better than the ones in the back, which you'll see. And the Gara is starting to bloom again, but I don't think the Gara is really what we want in this spot, because it doesn't bloom all summer. It takes a break in the heat of the summer, and we want something like either the Gomphrena or the Verbena bonarensis that just blooms the whole summer long. And we put in this verbena, not verbena, lantana. This white trailing lantana and a purple trailing lantana over there, but they just got overtaken. So I want to try those again, but in a more open area. And that's another thing. We're wanting to create a lot more openness in this garden because it's just too overgrown. So we're going to be starting to take a lot of stuff out of here and replacing it with smaller, more well-behaved versions of the same plants where we can, and just smaller, more well-behaved types of plants. And this is a weed. And that is a weed. Oh, look. That's not a weed. But yeah, this thing, like, there should be caterpillars all over this. There's a little butterfly. Tailed blue. But and we gotta trim this guy. Cause it's, but the salad tree is doing really well. Might have to have a salad for lunch. And these Rudbeckias were blooming their little hearts out, and then they just stopped. I don't know if they're taking a break because of the heat or what, but also this Helenium was doing really, really well, and then just all of a sudden within a day it died. We were gonna move it this year anyway, so yeah, but we're gonna have to get another one. Oh, this is a weed. Dyeweed. Blech. It's just been such a weird summer, and I wasn't here for a lot of it because I was house sitting, and then Dad had back surgery. Oh, and we were moving my brother to Washington, and then Dad had back surgery. So I'm just now getting here again. So we need to trim a bunch of things. And I feel like the Tradescantia, I don't know if it's too hot, because I don't think they're getting sun. But anyway, we gotta trim a bunch of coleus. I think that spider is still, no, he's not on my leg, okay. And we want to replace that hosta with a big, tall, upright fern, if possible. So we're on the lookout for that. And we have 0 blooms this year on the hydrangea, but I think that's pretty normal for Oklahoma this year. And we've had mixed results with this coleus forest. We've had a lot of death, and the roots just are non-existent. And before the heat dome happened, we had a lot of storms, and so the storms knocked things over. Oh, that needs to be in. Sorry about that. So we were going to remove this honeysuckle, this yellow coral honeysuckle, but then the hummingbirds decided that they love it, and Tony loves the hummingbirds, so the coral honeysuckle is gonna stay. But we also love this one, which is the passion flower, and we're about to have flowers open. They open in the morning, I guess when the sun comes out or something, but so let's see here. So we love the passion flower and the hummingbirds, and Tony loved the honeysuckle, and the dahlia died, but this is doing its job covering up that Tradescantia, and this is looking pretty good. And this salvia is getting hummingbirds, I believe, and it's doing a really good job in its spot. So I'm happy with how that's doing. What is it, Butter? Where'd you go? Meow. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so there's a lot of things in this area that I'm happy with. That's a problem, because I'm pretty sure that is full of water. That. So, gonna have to work on that. But these verbenas, these native verbenas, are just, they took a break in the summer and they are going strong again. These have not stopped. This is one plant. We planted this and a yellow one, and the yellow one died. And that one's, you know, hanging on. But this one has just not stopped blooming, and it's massive. And these guys are hanging in there. We have such a hard time with calibrachoas, but we keep trying. And then this coleus is happy. It's a little burnt, but overall it's really happy. And we need to trim. I think Ellen trimmed the herbs a little bit, but we need to trim them some more. And then we had water issues on those two pots, and so they are trying to make a comeback, but the middle parts died, so we'll have to get new ones of those next year. I was going to overwinter those, but oh, the parsley died. No parsley. Not surprised. I am surprised that these are not dead. So here's, and this has a lot of burnt on it. But yeah, the Marrakesh, last year we started with a Marrakesh about twice that size, and so that may be why, because we started with a bigger Marrakesh. But if we can overwinter a bigger Marrakesh, maybe we can get that big ice cream cone shape that we had last year. And oh, let's see. Oh, look, there's Arby. That's Arby. There's Butter again. And then the Jardinières, they have struggled. And I think what it is the heat. I think that the heat reflected off of the concrete is what's done them in. So, but all the sweet potato vines, like there's some struggles going on and some bugs, it looks like, or something, but they're doing pretty well. And that Senecio is still alive. It's not happy, but it's still alive, which is better than last year. Lots of coleus. We had trouble with the Gerbera daisies this year. They didn't really want to bloom much. So I don't know what the deal is with that. And we probably need to trim, when it's going to be hot, we probably need to trim petunias back more. But this coleus, this is 3 coleuses in, I don't think that's the right terminology, but there's 3 of them in this oval pot or oval tub. And they are as happy as can be. They're very awesome. And our experiment with putting the purple fountain grass by itself in these planters was a good experiment. But yeah, all of these petunias are just not having it. Oh, here's Cassie. Hi, Cassie. Hi, baby. You're so pretty. The lantana is like, oh, did you move me? I didn't notice. So we've got, this pepper is doing pretty well. We've got blooms on that. I need to trim blooms off. But, and like over here, this one is not heat tolerant at all. But the other ones are a little bit more so, but we've still got a lot of not dead, but things are just burnt. And the tips of this are burnt. We're thinking maybe we may try putting umbrellas in the big pots next year if it gets really hot again. And this thing, I think cats have been laying in that. This did not make it, which is fine. We wanted it out. We wanted these two out of where they were, and if they didn't make it, oh well. So, but yeah, these two lantanas. Before long, this entire bed is going to be just lantanas. There's the other dead aster. Hi, Groucho. Hello. And then there's a seedling coleus, which is kind of fun. Hi, Arby. Oh, are you friendly now? Okay. Did you forget you don't know me? And then over here, this little thing just won't grow. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at it. I wasn't pointing the camera at it. This little coleus just won't grow, and I don't know if it wants more sun, if it wants less water, what it wants. But anyway, that is the state of things. Oh, I didn't talk about moving the grasses. We had the tut grasses in these jardinières, and they were completely taking over. Like, this was just tut grass. There was nothing else in here. And so we dug up the tut grass in here and in that one over there, and we let everything else kind of fill back in, and most of it's recovered, and then the heat hit. So that is what happened there, and that is the state of things. So oh, I did forget, we planted some stuff. So anyway, here's this from this side. This is stuff that I got on my trip to Branson. I got Firelight Tidbit, Limelight Prime. Those are both panicle hydrangeas. Then I got 2 Let's Dance Blue Jangles, little bitty hydrangeas. And then 1 Paul's Glory hosta. And then she's been having a time with this one nursery, and they keep sending the wrong thing and sending them late and sending them in the heat of the summer, and they just keep arriving dead. And then this, we don't know how that happened, but you know, it's happy and we're leaving it there. But the other thing she planted, and I wanted to go and make sure that it's still doing okay. It's hanging in there. This little guy. Yep, it's hanging in there. This is that golden dwarf Japanese yew. And it's beautiful and we love it. So, and these guys are hanging in there. So, if everybody can just hang on for one more hot afternoon, then it's gonna cool off at least for a week or two. And hopefully we'll get some recovery going and we can do some, I don't know, I'm just rambling now, but so all right, well, that's it.